Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Craig's stuff. Craig's stuff. Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some of my stuff. This has finally arrived. We have the SH Figuarts First Form Frieza. Woohoo! Been very excited for this one, as I am pretty much for every single SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figure, because they are starting to get real deep, and I'm very, very excited for more figures. It's just all about the toys and opening these suckers and displaying them, and I love them, and I don't know what that was. That was just like a craze of excitement, and yeah, we're gonna pop this one open today. But before we do that, we have to take a look at the packaging. You got your pretty much standard SH Figuarts packaging. Picture of Frieza here on the side. And it says, I don't even know, what does it say there? It's very long. What does it say? Frieza, First Form, and Frieza Pod. Oh, so that's what it says, okay. And then it comes around on that side. You get some stuff on the top, some stuff on that side. My box is a bit damaged, but that is okay, because I throw out all the boxes. Whoosh, right in the trash. Anyway, and then on the back we have, you know, your extra stuff, some Japanese and some English and some pictures. So very excited for this one. All right, I think it's time we pop this sucker open. Alrighty, so here's Frieza out of the packaging, but before we talk about him, we have to talk about his accessories. And just to start things off, we're gonna go with the big thing. Obviously, we get his pod. This is awesome. This is just the pod he sits in the Namek Saga. It's incredible. I can't believe we're getting this figure, to be completely honest. It's awesome. This looks gorgeous. I love the gold paint apps. They look great. Sculpt work is fantastic. It's just really well done. Inside, you can see there's all the different buttons and stuff. Those all look really good. But you can see here, obviously, this whole section is just attaches to Frieza. The legs just stop there. There's no sculpting that go further down. I'm very excited to have my figure in here, because he's just going to be posed in this thing, let's be honest. I mean, this thing is too cool not to have Frieza pose. And then he comes with this base piece. So this is the base piece for the pod, and it just sits right on there. Really simple, easy peasy. It doesn't snap or anything. It just sits there, but you can see it has these little edges, and they just kind of fit into these things, so just keep it from spinning around. But it fits nicely, and that's awesome. Then we, of course, have his tail. This tail is for some reason separate. I don't know why. It's just, you know, plugged right into the back there. So I'm just going to plug that in right now, because why not? And there you go. So that's the tail. Then we get the 5-star Dragon Ball, I think it was. The 5-star Namekian Dragon Ball. So we're collecting all the Dragon Balls, Namekian Dragon Balls, with these figures, which is great. So I think we're pretty close. I honestly don't remember how many now I have of the Namekian balls. Anyway, that looks great. Then there is this little this is actually a blast. It's supposed to be like him charging up like a key blast, and that, I believe, just fits right onto his finger. There's a little hole, and there you go. So fits onto the finger like that. Then, of course, like, we're also getting 4 extra hands. So we get the pointy hand, we get a couple blasting hands, and you get the ET phone home hand, which is great. Then you have 2 fists, which are already on him. So in total, you're getting 6 hands. Then we get 3 additional faces and another head. So I guess that's another 4 faces. In total, that would be 5 faces. I honestly don't understand the difference between these 2 heads. I was looking at the instructions, and I don't know. I don't see a difference really between these 2 heads. Oh, I see it now. Okay, this one has the eyebrows raised. Okay, so I guess any of the screaming heads you're gonna use this head, and then the regular face you're gonna use that head, just because that way you can see this section is a little bit more curved than this one. And yeah, I guess they kind of showed that in the instructions. And the instructions kind of show using the 2 different heads for that one and the 2 different for that one. So I guess if you really wanted to, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. Maybe it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, so even these are slightly different shapes. So you can use, yeah, so screaming heads can only be used with this one, and these heads looks like they get used with the other one. And then last but not least, the Scouter. What I love about this figure, as opposed to some of the other ones, is that the Scouter, you don't need to have it on. I think it was Raccoon, the Scouter had to be on all the time. This one, obviously you can have the Scouter on or off, because his ear, I guess, comes on and off. You can see on these heads it's not attached, and you're going to just attach the Scouter to any of the heads, and then easy peasy. So that's really great that they actually did that for this figure. All right, so now let's take a look at Frieza himself. Alrighty, so here is Frieza, and he looks incredible. I think they did a fantastic job. I think they did a really much better job with this than they've done with some of the more recent ones. I think he just looks less plasticky. I think they just used more paint, I guess, on him, as opposed to just using regular plain plastic. And that usually ends up making it look a lot nicer. I really like the purples on his chest. They're very clean, by the way. Not really any smudging going on at all. His face looks fantastic. The purples and the pinks and whatnot, and the outlines under his eyes look really, really good. His eyes themselves look really good. The only thing I don't love, although I do like that you can switch stuff out, is you can see the lines here on his ear, just because the ear is removable. That side is not. But I will always take options and articulation and stuff, so that doesn't bother me that much. It doesn't really look like this is attached perfectly either on his head. It's like, I don't know, you can kind of, looks like you can like slide something down there. Obviously this is supposed to be attached, and these were 2 pieces or whatever that were glued together. Maybe it wasn't tight enough, I don't know. But it doesn't look bad. It's just I'm kind of nitpicking. But the sculpt is great. It looks just like Frieza. There's a lot of detail with the lines going down his tail, all the muscle texture, and again with the lines on his legs and on his arms. Really, really good. All right, so let's take a look at his articulation. Although I'll be honest, he's probably just always going to be sitting in the pod for me. But let's see what he's got. He looks up just a little bit. He looks down pretty good, especially with the neck and the head, because the head is on that ball joint, and then you add the neck, and he looks almost straight down, which is really, really good. His neck does rock forward and back, and he does have a great head tilt, and of course it goes all the way around. The shoulder armor does lift up to add more motion to the arms. And the arms do go up past a 90-degree angle. He has a nice butterfly joint in there. The arms do go all the way around as well. He has the upper bicep cut. He has double jointed elbows, which the glove here gets a little bit in the way, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Then at the wrist, he spins all the way around. It goes up, it goes down in any direction. Then at the upper section of the waist, you get a lot of crunch. Actually, a ton of crunch. That's crazy how much crunch you get. Although it does open up the back completely. Then he goes back. Not so bad either. He does tilt a little bit, although it seems to be tight. I've noticed a lot of the figures recently have been very tight in this midsection, so I'm very hesitant to be moving them. He also is supposed to spin, it looks like, in that midsection, but again, it's very, very tight. In fact, the last figure I had a problem with was the full power Jiren, and I didn't break it, but it was really tight, and I even tried heating it up, and I just didn't even want to play games with it. So I would be very careful trying to spin at this section, because he does spin at the waist. So you have the waist spin, so you can always just spin him this way as well. And he does actually move a little bit up and down in the lower waist area too. Then at the legs, he kicks far forward, He goes back. He has the upper thigh cut. Legs split, although I noticed my right leg over here, the ball joint pops out really, really easily. Although it's only the right joint. I was not having any problems with the left. But it does just pop right back in. And if you're careful, you can just keep it locked in, no problem. But that's about as far as he splits. Then his knees have a double joint that goes really, really far back. That's great. And then at the feet, he goes forward all the way, which is awesome. He goes back, and there is ankle pivot as well. Then we do get a little bit of movement at the tail, where he attaches at the tail. It goes up, it goes down, and it does spin, and it goes all the way around, which is great. So, and then at the second section of the tail, it does spin around a little bit too. Now, one thing I did notice was he was having a lot of trouble standing. If you have the tail up, it's really hard to get him to stand just because the tail really weighs him down, at least to stand straight. See, you can see he's leaning forward here, and he does stand. But if you do want him standing straight, you just place the tail down, and the tail holds him up perfect, which is fantastic. Again, I'm going to have him in his pod anyway, so not really much of a problem. Alrighty, so I imagine some people are going to want to know how the heck to get him into the pod. I don't actually know yet, so I do this stuff on the fly. So we're going to figure this out together and maybe break it. So let's see. Looks like it's pretty easy. It looks like you just take the midsection off there, and it looks like you also take the tail section off as well. And then it looks like you just pop Frieza in like so. Oh crap! Gotta be careful. Maybe not. Maybe don't use it on the base because that didn't sound good. Pop him on there somehow. There's a ball joint. There we go. So you just make sure you hear that snap sound, and then he's in there. But hey, there's a tail section. That's kind of lonely over there. Looks like you just pop this guy, and then there it is. His tail's on there. I think that's right. Is that right? I didn't look at the instructions. Does it say? Probably should have put the tail on first, and then maybe the Frieza, but whatever. I think I did it. And then take the little pod thing, and there he is, podding it up. So Frieza only stands about 4 1/4 inches tall, and here he is next to the SH Figuarts Goku, and here he is next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Damian Wayne Robin, and here he is next to the Marvel Legends Gibbon. Alrighty, so overall, I really, really like this figure. I think they did a great job. I'm very, very happy with the pod. I think it's so cool. It's easy to get in. My only really big complaint is his one leg like kind of falls off pretty easily. Other than that, I mean, you get a lot of accessories, good articulation. For the paint apps are great. They just did a great job with this figure. I think they're really killing it with the SH Figuarts stuff. I think I'm very excited for the future. I'm so hyped for new toys. I can't wait. We're getting a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Come on! Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out my Instagram. It's at Craig Stuff. I post brand new videos every Friday at noon. I will see you guys next time. Later.